Beloved, shalom, shalom, beloved. I would love to talk to you today about the truth, the truth, the absolute truth. In everything, we need the truth. We cannot allow that which is not the truth to actually be in our minds or hearts. These flowers are so beautiful. So I'm going to take a quick walk and we're going to talk about the truth and what it actually means to know the truth. So as I was walking today, what came to me was truth and also spiritual blindness. So what I would like to share today is that without truth, there is much deception. Without truth, there can be a lot of fallacies, false information, and so on and so forth. If something is true, you can build on that truth. It will not be as if building a house on sinking sand, but when it is not the truth, it can be disastrous. I'm going to give you some examples and some illustrations so that you can know the truth and be free of deception. And honestly, I wasn't planning on doing this video. Today, it's a little overcast today. It's a little cloudy today. However, the truth is always good to hear. So as I go about my day, I know that many people are wondering right now, actually, what is the truth? Where is the truth? How can I find the truth? The truth will never come from a person or place or a thing unless there is a connection with the voice of truth. The voice of truth is where we need to get the truth from. Wisdom is wonderful as long as it is the wisdom from the voice of truth. Love is incredible. We should love above all else. That love, it has to come from a place that is perfect and pure and lovely and untainted and uncontaminated. Because there's much deception today, and there is a counterfeit version for everything. As you know, everything has a negative and a positive. So there is the world's definition and view of love. There is the world's definition and view of the truth. There's the world's definition and view of many concepts and principles. However, we must be sure that we're rooted in the kingdom. Many people believe today that divorce is permissible. Divorce is not permissible. Divorce is breaking a covenant or a vow, a promise, however you want to describe it. So there's much deception about women. I'm going to get into that and use examples and some illustrations for women. So there's a lot of deception about women these days, that women are not to do certain things. A woman is not equal to a man, and so on and so forth. And all of these clubs and groups that are formed today, whether it's political, religious, educational, it doesn't matter what they call it. It's not rooted in the true kingdom from the voice of truth. So what I want you to see today with your spiritual eyes and not your natural eyes is that all people are created equal. It doesn't matter about what nation they're born in, what tribe they're a part of, what tongue or language they speak. It doesn't matter about the color of their skin, whether they are man or woman. As we know, animals are male or female, but humanity is woman and man, or man and woman. And there's been so much deception. There's been so much false information and fallacies for some time that people actually believe what is not the truth. So we have to test everything, everything. It doesn't matter what it is, who it is. It could be your mother, your father, your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, your sister, your brother. It doesn't matter who the person is, what kind of relationship you have. You should test everything. You should especially test what it is that you believe to be the truth. Test yourself before you test others. So you can actually speak something that is not the truth, and it is still perceived to be a lie in the kingdom. So there is the courts of heaven, and there's a kingdom mandate. So when you actually say something that is not the truth, you look at it as, oh, I didn't know. I was in ignorance, whatever. I made a mistake. It's not that way because we're in a voice activated environment. So when you actually speak something, you need to know exactly what you're saying before you say it. It has to be like 1 + 1 = 2. Or if you're not sure, then you need to add that to what you're saying. Say, I believe this, but I'm not 100% sure that this is the truth. To keep yourself from getting into a situation where you're opening the doors to what you do not want to receive, because whatever you sow, you reap it, and you reap more than what you sow, which is definitely illustrated in the land today with agriculture, gardening. Women were not put here to be slaves or servants to men or to their families, even though some may think so. Women can be queens, prophetesses, teachers, healers, psalmists, singers, dancers, warriors, worshipers, watchers. It's endless as to what women can do, and women do it well because we are naturally nurturers. If you think about the queen of the jungle, so to speak, with the lions, the lion mother or lioness is going to protect her cubs, and the lion who is the father is going to protect the mother and the cubs at all costs. However, humanity has went astray and has put their instincts on pause, so to speak. So perhaps you may agree or disagree, but just because you agree or disagree will not take away from what is the truth being the truth. The truth, the absolute truth, is going to remain the truth and stand regardless of what you would like to believe or not to believe. Some people believe that marriage can be between one woman, one man, or some people believe that marriage is only for Christians or Jewish people or a certain type of people, a group of people. And some people believe you can marry whoever you want to marry. If you want to marry an animal, you can marry an animal or whatever. However, even if you don't agree with somebody's beliefs, we all should respect other people as being people and being pro-life for all of humanity and all of creation. Because when you speak against a person, and even if it is the truth, even when it is true, you put yourself in the line of fire. because you're opening the doors to receive back what you have put out. So we have to be mindful of the words we speak, because the words that we speak are like seeds. So even if it may be true that perhaps a person, place, or thing, whatever the situation is not operating in a particular manner in which it should, or that place is saturated with a lot of negativity or crime or whatever, we are to be the ones who speak words to change a situation and to present that case before the courts of heaven rather than to agree with the negative report. And some people will tell you truth is relative. Truth is never relative. Either it's true or false. Remember, you will never see you will never see a multiple choice question and it will say true, false, or maybe or whatever. Either it is true or it is not true. If it is not true, it is false. If you're not telling the truth, you are telling a lie, intentionally or unintentionally. This applies to all of us. And the wonderful thing about animals, as you hear the birds in the background, I love birds. They're always praising. They're always singing a song. But it seems like animals, even though they don't have the intelligence of people, animals don't get into this type of trouble. Now, they may do some things they shouldn't do that are not in alignment with the divine ordinance for things. However, they don't speak into the atmosphere words that bring about destruction like people do. So we need to be very mindful of the words we speak, not to be silent when there's injustice. So there is a time to speak. For everything, there is a season. So there's a time to speak. There's a time to be silent. And unfortunately, most people today don't know when to speak or when to be silent. And that applies to all of us, even myself. So if you're not sure of what words to speak, it's best for you to remain quiet, to be silent. But when you see injustice, when you hear about injustice, where somebody has been mistreated or falsely accused, that is the time you should actually raise your voice, to raise up a standard against the lawlessness, the wickedness, the injustice in the land of the living. Because we're all connected together in some way, shape, or form, whether you like it or not. And a lot of people want to put their stuff in a little box or a little club or a little group or whatever for politics, religions, and so on and so forth. And that is not the way it is in the kingdom. In the kingdom, it is all of humanity and all of creation. Everyone is included. Nobody is excluded, even though some people may tell you that. You can find a lot of fallacies and a lot of fiction in books that are written more than anywhere else. There could be something that is printed somewhere, but that won't make it the truth. You could find something that is on the internet or wherever, but that won't make it the truth either. Just because I say something doesn't make it the truth either. Or just because you say something doesn't make it the truth. So as you move forward, you need to know the truth about women. You need to know the truth about what your responsibility and role is as a human being, as being part of humanity. Because it's so wrong for people to discriminate, to be prejudiced, but it's just become so common that most people just don't seem to care anymore. It's like people are desensitized. It's like, oh, let them do whatever they want to do. They have the freedom to choose to do this or to do that. However, everything we do comes back on us, whether it is positive or whether it is negative, whether it is productive or whether it is not productive. So you have to be mindful that whatever you do, you want to sow seeds to good spiritual fruit. You don't want to sow seeds to fruit that is rotten, and that is in the natural and in the spiritual. Because who wants to eat a rotten mango? Or who wants to eat rotten grapes? Who wants to eat rotten pineapple? Nobody. Who wants to eat rotten oranges or mandarins? Nobody. So remember, test everything. Everything should be tested. It doesn't matter what it is, because it all matters. Everything matters. There is absolutely nothing you do that doesn't matter. I mean, everything that we do matters. A tongue twister there. So everything that we do matters, and we should always support other people, especially when those people are going to do what it is that is a kingdom mandate to help other people. They don't have the desire to help other people. They don't have the heart to do so. And they think that they're limited in some capacity to do so if they don't have money. Well, guess what? I want to enlighten you to something. Animals don't have money. They don't go to bank accounts. They don't live in houses. They don't read books. But how is it that animals keep the covenant better than most people? Because they know the truth. They know the voice of truth. How is it that the angels, even the angels that are disobedient, because you do have some disobedient animals too. It's not just humanity that is rebellious and disobedient. It is all of the living creation. There are angels that are even angels that are not in the light, so to speak, the holy light, that still will not go against the kingdom principles because they know better. They know better and they don't do it. They don't do it. The most stiff-necked, rebellious ones is humanity. Humanity, think about it. There was Scrooge, the Grinch. These are just some examples. That's all. There are others, but think about it. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be one who knows the truth, or do you want to be one who is deceived? Deception is everywhere. And it's like you have to want to seek the truth. You have to have a desire for truth and be able to accept the truth before you ask for it. Because there are many people say, I want to know the truth. I want to know the truth. But in actuality, you do not want to know the truth, because the truth will definitely devastate you. The truth is not always easy to hear, especially if you are being deceived. If you have been ignorant, most people don't want to hear that. They want to be right. But you must humble yourselves and not desire to be right, but to be righteous. And there's another fallacy that goes on in the world, that you cannot be perfect, that you cannot be holy. That's not true. You can be perfect. You have the choice. When you make wise decisions, you're doing the perfect thing. You're making the perfect choice. So don't believe what others tell you about yourself. Only believe and know for yourself what the voice of truth is saying about yourself. Only listen to the voice of truth pertaining to yourself and to everything pertaining to this life. Because women are life givers. Women are the only ones who carry the life. And in that creation, which humanity is different than creation, as many should know, we're not animals and we're not angels. Even though some people can be like angels or angelic like, and some animals can be angelic or like angels. So we have to understand and know for ourselves that we are designed differently. We have many different dimensions, or some like to use the word level. There are many different levels to us. We are not only natural like the animals. The animals are just completely natural. It may not seem like it to you because many people like to take care of animals and they talk to them like they're people and name them names and whatever else. However, angels are spirit beings. They're 100% spiritual. There's not a natural aspect to them. The unique thing about a human is that humans are natural and spiritual. We are a combination, and we're much more complex than we understand, because it's no way any human can grasp all the different dimensions that a person has. A woman is multifaceted, a man is multifaceted. We are mind, body, soul, and spirit, plus there's more to us than that. That's really deep. Think about it. People, humanity, whatever you want to call us, we are diverse and diversified. And when you go forth, remember, there is not any person that cannot be used to do great things. People condemn other people way too much. People criticize other people way too much. Any person can be used mightily for something so incredible, something so great. So go forth and desire truth from the voice of truth, not from yourself, not from other people, not in places, not in things, not in groups. Desire to know the truth for yourself, because the truth will set you free from all deception. The truth will set you free from all fallacies and false information and the counterfeit. So as you go forth, let us pray together. Please like, comment, subscribe, connect. I really would love to hear what you have to say about the truth, because only the truth will set people free. People are bound and in chains and bondage and imprisoned because they don't know the truth that can set them free. They're caught up in the chains and traps and tricks. And we have to be the one to tell the truth. We have to be truth tellers. Not for profit. Not for gain. Not for monetary items. We are to give freely. The chains have to be broken of religions, traditions, bondage. People cannot be in slavery and prosper and be wealthy and healthy. Think about the eagle. The eagle is soaring high. The elephant, look at how strong the elephant is. And the elephant is plant-based. The turtle lives 120 plus years, and the turtle is plant-based. Humanity needs to learn from creation how to live. You will never find a chimpanzee smoking a cigarette, or hopefully not. I know anything is possible. However, animals, they don't drink alcohol. They don't fuss and cuss. They don't use profanity. And they have more harmony amongst each other and with humanity. Even though angels may not be visible at all times to us, angels are all around us and in our midst. When is the last time you've seen an animal or an angel fighting. And you may say, well, angels are invisible, we don't see them fighting. But still, you will see some evidence of it, regardless of whether you can see it with the natural eyes or not. That's why everyone has to have spiritual eyes to see and spiritual ears to hear. And that actually doesn't mean to see the way your natural eyes see or the way your natural ears hear. It's just so people can actually comprehend what it is. We have many different spiritual senses beyond our natural senses. It's way more than that. So as you go forth, we're going to come in alignment together to be in divine alignment with the voice of truth. And you may ask who the voice of truth is. There's only one voice of truth, the creator of all, who really doesn't have any name. Everyone wants to try to give a name to the creator. Who would name the creator? Whatever it may mean in your language, that's nice. That's wonderful. However, we're going to call out and call on, which is Yeri, I think you said Yermeye. You may know it as Jeremiah. Yirmiyahu, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is Jeremiah, the way people that read the American translation or whatever. Yirmiyahu, which is Yirmeyahu, is the one where it is in 33:3 to call out so that the maker of the heavens and the earth and beyond can show us great and mighty things that we do not know. Because we need revelation, we need understanding, we need clarity, we need so much to rightly know the truth. It's not one thing or the other. We need understanding, we need knowledge, we need clarity, we need revelation. We need to admit that we don't know it, so we can ask, seek, knock, so those doors can be open to the absolute truth that we need to know. So I am going to quickly pray. Prayer is wonderful. Fasting is wonderful. All of that is wonderful. However, we have to be obedient and we have to answer the call and do it in the land of the living, because we're the hands, the feet, the eyes, the ears, and the voice for the true voice of truth. Someone needs you to do what you have to do, what you are commanded to do, so that they can get blessed, so they can be set free. We're here to set the captives free. So we're going to cry out. We're going to cry out, and we're going to cry out loud. Oh, we're crying out to Av. Av is Father, the Creator, the Maker. Adonai. Oh, yes, on one accord. We have to come together on one accord. The only way to be on one accord is to love above all else. Love is the key to it. That's right. Without love, we are nothing and we have nothing. We are destitute and poor without love. And when you love someone, when you truly love someone, you communicate with the one you love. You talk to that person. You visit with that person. How can you love someone if you never see them? And you may say, I don't see the Creator. Well, you don't actually see him with the natural eyes, but you see with the spiritual eyes. Or you can sense the presence if you are spiritually perceptive. So, Av is Father. Avinu Mukino, our Father, our King. Adonai, our Maker. We cry out to you this day. We ask for you to open up the eyes of understanding for all of humanity. and all of creation to know the voice of truth and to hear you with clarity and understanding, and to be obedient to the marching orders in which you have given us for such a time as this. We thank you for every good and perfect gift. We are not beggars. We are not paupers. We are not desperate, and we are not helpless, hopeless, or powerless. We thank you for giving us authority and dominion in the land of the living. We thank you that you are in our midst. We thank you for dispersing warring angels and angelic assistants to stand guard. We thank you for making us and molding us into the masterpiece you have created us to be. For your love has been made perfect within us who have received your love, your divine love. We thank you for giving us solutions to conflicts that people are having in their families, for individuals, for nations, tribes, and tongues. Because you have given us the mandate, the kingdom mandate in the earth, that we are to never let the fire go out in our hearts or in our homes, that we're to watch and pray. We are to be watchers on the wall. We are to declare and decree a thing to be established in the land. We are to proclaim the good news, because you always give us good news and never give us bad news, because you are a power source. We thank you for opening up the doors to truth. We thank you for opening up the doors to divine love. We thank you for opening up the doors to your wisdom and your ways and your thoughts that we love above all else, because you told us, you gave us the command to love all, not some, not those that we like, not those that like us and are nice, that you told us to love, and we are to love. Love is the firm foundation. We thank you for the birds who are so obedient and faithful. Birds are always praising you. They never stop. They're always thankful for rain. They never complain. We thank you for giving us the illustrations and the examples in this spiritual season for such a time as this. We thank you for showing us the spiritual seasons and times. We thank you for taking us out of these books and boxes so that we can thrive and not barely survive or struggle. We thank you for showing us great and mighty things that we do not know, because we don't know everything. But we can know what we need to know if we allow you to lead and guide us into that perfect love and that perfect truth and that perfect wisdom and that pure love. Anything else is not truly living. You didn't call us into groups and clubs in isolation. You called us to be together in unity, to defend the orphans, the widows, the strangers, and the imprisoned. You put us here to heal the sick, to raise those who are asleep. You put us here to give clean water and clean, good food to those who do not have it, and to give new clothing, clean clothing to those who do not have it, and to help people with shelter and transportation. We have not because we ask not. So we cry out to you today, and we ask for you to have mercy on those who were disobedient and are still being disobedient, to give us what we need so we can understand it for ourselves and be obedient, not to get it from any person, place, or thing, which leads to idolatry. Food can be idolatry. We can make people into idols. We can make places into idols. We can make things into idols. We can make money into idols. Spirit of mammon. We thank you for giving us dreams and visions. We thank you for closing the doors to darkness and deception and disaster and selfishness and greed and anything else that is not of you. We thank you for opening up the doors to love and life. We thank you for shining your light upon us. We thank you for giving us the absolute truth that we need so we can flourish like the palm tree, because you've given us everything that we need. We only need to push it out. We only need to give birth to the promise and not forfeit the birthright in the first place. So we thank you. We thank you in the midst of the shaking that we will be ready and know what to do for every season and every time, that our response will always be love, being your ambassadors, being those who represent you. And even in the darkest, driest, deadest places, may we carry that revival fire and that resurrection power. Because you've given us what we need to execute those marching orders in the land. We close all the doors to fear, unbelief, shame, guilt, condemnation, and the like. And we thank you for opening up the doors to victory, that we will be able to show up for our divine appointments and have a solution to those who need solutions. We thank you for divine solutions, divine connections, and destiny helpers. We thank you for kingdom marriages coming forth, kingdom ministries, kingdom businesses, and those kingdom babies, whether natural or spiritual. And we give you all the glory, honor, and praise. And we say, so it is, and so it is, and it is done. Telio. Shalom. You are loved, we are loved, and we are blessed to be a blessing. So go forth and bless someone today. It's the only way to live. It's the only way to thrive. It's the only way to prosper. Shalom.